What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. I want to talk to y'all about protecting your good name. Protecting your good name. But before I go into that, the first thing you got to know is that before you can protect your good name, you got to have a good name. And having a good name comes with building a good name. It takes time to build up that reputation with the people as being a stand-up person, being a stand-up man, being a stand-up woman. And that basically is built through your actions. It's built on the way that you treat people. And, you know, the old saying is treat people the way you would want to be treated. And the other saying is um, scriptural, where it says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And basically, I remember something that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said. He said that if you live by those principles, then you pretty much have everything covered. I'm paraphrasing that part. If you just treat people the way you want to be treated, you pretty much have everything covered. Um, Everybody is a work in progress. Everybody is or should be striving to be the best version of themselves that they can be. Everybody should be working to build that good name. Um, but if you get that point where you have built your good name up and people start to recognize you as a person who keeps their word, as a person who is uh, I would say honorable to a degree, as a person that can be depended on and relied upon to do what they say that they're going to do. You're not cheating people. You're not stealing and robbing people. You're not scamming and all these different things. You know, and these are things that all of us should be working on, striving to get better. If you get to that point, you have to protect that. You have to keep that because that same dependency that people have on you, the same way that people look at you, it could be lost in a second if you flip the switch and go the other direction. You know, there are people who worked for years to establish their name, and and they do one thing that just kills it all. You know, or and sometimes people do these things intentionally. You know, it may be a desperate situation. You try to do something to get some money or something like that, and didn't work out, and now you got jammed up. Or sometimes you accidentally fall into a situation. You thought this was a good situation, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, man, I made a mistake. And those types of things happen. But what you always want to do is protect your name. You want to protect that. And I don't even like to use the word image. People say, oh, I got an image to protect. It's it's not an image to me. The image is more something that is not artificial, but it's not the real you. If you look into the mirror, the image in the mirror, that's not you. That's just the image. We want to focus more on you. And every day should be a day where you are adding on bricks to your foundation. You are strengthening the foundation of your integrity, strengthening the foundation of your dignity as a person, so that um, when your name is mentioned, when your name is mentioned, when you're not around, see, that's the key. People don't always, they do sometimes, but people don't always, you don't really get the real spill on people when they're standing right there all the time. Sometimes you do. Sometimes a person will say, "Hey man, this guy here, man, he's a good guy." Da da da. You get the real spill on how people really feel about you when you're not there to hear about it. When somebody is discussing you with somebody else, that's when you get the real story of how they feel about you, of how they perceive you. Now, if you are if you built your name as a good name, then the majority of the talk that will be directed as it relates to your name, it'll be good talk. It'll be good talk when it's coming from good, decent people. Of course, there's always going to be a few haters sprinkled in there that even when you're doing good and being the best version or working to be the best version of yourself, it's going to always be somebody that has something dirty to say about you. That's because they have an issue. It don't have nothing to do with you. You can't control that. But it's about the ratio. You know, when your name comes up, if it's 90-10 good being the 90 and 10 being the negative, then okay, that's cool. Because like I say, it could be some hate mixed in on that side. But if it's 10-90 or 0-100, negative to positive, then you obviously have a lot of work to do. Because when people start to avoid you, when people start to whisper about you, and no one seems to want to interact with you or go into any types of business ventures with you or anything like that, then you might want to check on your name. You might want to have a self review and do a self assessment of your actions, because your name is bad out here. Your name is dirty out here. You know, and you work so hard to build that name up. Don't When you do work so hard to build your name up, be very careful. Don't do one thing that can destroy it. Don't do one thing that can destroy it, man. And be careful to not be the one that's slandering and talking down on other people's good name when you know you're dealing with a good person, or you know you are referring to a good person. That's how you maintain it, man. But keep your name good. Work on it. If you feel like people are looking at you in a different way, um, work on it and try to make yourself a better person. That's all we can do. Because at the end of the day, all you take with you is your name. That's all you take with you. You don't take anything else. You can have $1 billion. You can have everything, mansions and yachts and all this good stuff. When you go, that's it. That stuff is going to be distributed out to your friends, family, and probably a lot of other people that didn't really like you and you thought they did. But those who really know, they'll be able to speak on you forever. That's why the true great ones, whether they lived 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 50,000 years ago, you still hear their names mentioned. You still hear their names mentioned. All right, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. Y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comments section on this topic. Any other topics y'all want me to touch on like this one, hit me up. All right, peace.